Well, welcome back to Paranormally Blonde. It's Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
You know that because we're live. Welcome back, everybody. You're right here on the X, the new mainstream. You can catch us on all sorts of podcasts, Spreaker, Audible, Apple, Spotify, Audible, and Google. I'm sure I'm missing a couple, but you can catch us on all those. So if you don't listen to us live, again, I always have to state, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't, check us out on those podcasts. Hey, Shane. Hey, Rob. Hey, Trav. We got all sorts of people. Hey, Michael's there. Look at Michael's here.
He's on time.
Yeah, Maureen was here. Gosh, we had kind of fun we have fun every week, right?
Yeah.
But like, how much fun was last week? We had Dustin Crowley. He's a demonologist. We had a little fun with Dustin, and we even kept the party going afterwards and went over to Paranormally Blonde, had a little after party. He was so gracious to hang out with us for like another hour, right? Like, it's kind of fun. It was a great time. Next week, we have the fabulous Bill Bryan of Empty Caskets to go over EMF. We're going to get a good lesson. I think that's the one thing that I love to really ponder on, because I don't know, do we all really, hey Chris, do we have like a huge understanding of EMF? Some of us will, but do we really understand what's going on around us at all times to understand if ghosts or energy is interacting with us?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of excited to get a lesson, right?
Yeah, totally.
And this is something Bill does. Like he's like a EMF professional. So kind of ready for that.
So we will be after this.
And we will be too. That is right, Rob. He is a real EMFer. I like that. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That is a perfect description. All right, we're going to go with our random question here. So,
okay. I don't know if I should be scared or not.
I know. I'm starting to think I should be scared too. I've not really gone through these. So, these kind of are crazy, right? So this says, what set of items could you buy that would make the cashier the most uncomfortable? What would you buy? What would you bring up to the counter to make somebody uncomfortable, a cashier?
Depends.
Well, what else with that? Like maybe
and condoms.
Yeah.
That'd be a great combo. Maybe a bottle of vodka.
I don't even know if I can go any more uncomfortable with that. I kind of dig where your mind is today there, Dee Dee. There you go. We're all loosened up. So tonight is super cool. We have Christina from East Coast Paranormal. She is from the Get Haunted family. Could she be any cooler? Like, this chick is a baddie. She is a paranormal baddie. She's got amazing tattoo art on her body. She has a pet skunk. She was a radio personality, I believe, for 5 maybe plus years. She's just out there doing it all. And this is what I truly love about her. Honestly, nicest person you could meet. She's truly one of the nicest people you can meet. So we're going to bring on Christina. There she is. Hi. There she is. There's a little paranormal baddie. Welcome to Paranormally Blonde. She's got some blonde in her hair, so look at that. Yeah. We're all together here.
I match Charger, you know.
That's right. Yes, your pet skunk. When Dee Dee found out, she's like, okay, that's so cool.
Yeah. I want to know, dude, so like I have cats and dogs, but does it snuggle with you?
He's like a cat dog. I have a little pet stairs, so he can come up on the bed, and he comes up at night, and like I'll wake up and he's sleeping on me. Like he is like the best pet I ever had. I have dogs. I've had ferrets. I've had everything, and he is by far the most coolest animal ever. So
I love that. And do you take him on paranormal investigations?
They're very skittish animals, so I don't even take him out of the house.
Okay.
He would just like freak out.
How did you get him? As a baby, or?
He was 9 weeks old, and I got him from a pet store by me, because you can get them from breeders. They're illegal in some states, but Jersey, they're legal. So there are breeders and stuff that sell them. Yeah.
Aw, look at that. I don't know that we've ever met a guest with a pet skunk.
Yeah, right? That's cool. I love it.
Well, they're missing out. So
yeah, that's right. That's something new. So, okay, let's just get into this, because we have an hour together, and I think there's a lot to kind of uncover about you, Christina. So I know that you're part of the Get Haunted family. You are one of the biggest cheerleaders out there for Get Haunted. You're a hard worker. You're promoting. You're helping things out. You're going to the locations, and I believe that you are a charter team of.
Yes.
Of Get Haunted. So can you explain exactly what that means for the people out there that might have a team that could possibly be interested in becoming one of those?
So East Coast Paranormal is my team, and we are one of the charter teams for Get Haunted. And basically, we'll co-host events with the Get Haunted crew. So I mean, I do all of the events. Well, not all of them, but I'm at most of them as Get Haunted. But we will have certain events that will have charter teams come on with us and host. So East Coast Paranormal is actually going to be hosting June 25th. I believe there's still tickets left too. There is at the Hoover House in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. It's right about half hour outside of Gettysburg. And that I'm really looking forward to that. And it's cool because like this event is like unlike any of the other Get Haunted events coming up. We're doing the first half of the evening, we're doing like old school, back to your roots, like really old type investigating. There's going to be table tipping, Ouija boards. I mean, I'm not running any of that. I'm going to be doing the second half of the night when it's like the standard equipment and stuff like that. But it's cool, Robin came with East Coast Paranormal a while back, and we went to the Hoover House in December, and we got to experience table tipping for the first time, and it's like crazy. We were standing there like staring at everyone's hands, because like East Coast Paranormal and a lot of Get Haunted, we're all very skeptical. We're very skeptical believers, so we're hard to impress. And it was an awesome experience, and anyone who comes to that event gets to be in on that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love those old-fashioned, like going back to, we've got so many cool tools now, but they're distracting, right? So the old-fashioned way, the old school way, as you're saying, that's more, interactive with just your body. And is this by chance the event where people are dressing up in costume?
Yes, I still don't know what I'm gonna wear. I'm kind of slacking, and I forgot about it for about a month, and they started talking about it again the other day, and I was like, oh damn. I'm like, I gotta get something to wear. I'm like, I don't know, I'll find something.
Costumes for what reason?
It's A, because it's fun. And B, you're gonna dress up in that era timeline, and sometimes doing that stirs stuff up. So it's just going to be a fun experience for everyone, and maybe we'll relate to some of the spirits that are roaming around the house by doing so. So I can't wait to just make fun of everyone in their costumes. It's going to be fun.
Well, I hope there will be some kind of costume like contest, or like whoever plays the part the best.
A good idea. To make great pictures.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I always take tons of pictures. I was on a roll at White Hill Mansion on Saturday. I was snapping. I got Bill to smile.
You did. I loved that picture because our Bill, who's been on our show a few times and coming up next week, it was nice to see his big smile.
I know, he's got a great smile.
He's got a great smile. Yeah, I love that. Rob, I don't know why you're giving a sad face. You're having costume time. That's fun, right? That's fun. And I think it's Victoria era, right? Like, isn't that what we're going for here? So, like, you would love that, Dee.
I would love that. Yeah.
That is like right up your alley.
I would be totally into
that. My problem is I'm just pouting about it because I am like totally one of those people that if I go big.
Yeah. Oh, go big or go home.
And it's expensive to go big.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't just go to Party City and buy a costume. It's not me.
Yeah. I don't even know where you would find something. You can't even go thrift that. Like, I don't even know where you would go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be an interesting, nope, Rob, nobody's making fun. We all love the costumes. It's an amazing idea.
Oh, come on. You already know. So I'm one of those people that if I'm too nice to you, I probably don't like you. So, so there you go, Rob. I am
There you go.
The love for Get Haunted right here. Right?
There you go. Well, that's awesome. And I love, we did have Bill and Tanya and Rob on discussing Get Haunted. And I think that whole charter team aspect of Get Haunted is amazing because, there are so many teams out there that are hustling hard and they do amazing work, and for whatever reason they might not be on the radar, which I just don't, I can't really figure out how you get on the radar. I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't figured that out yet, but I think it's such an amazing opportunity that Get Haunted. She's just been fired right here on Paranormally Blind.
Don't lie.
So I
it's
mean,
great.
Yeah, like what a great opportunity.
The networking. I mean, it's all ties in. It's the whole networking of Get Haunted. Everyone helping each other out. Your teams get exposure. Get Haunted gets exposure, and it's just like it's just giving everyone an opportunity. And like we just love meeting people and working with new people and new teams and stuff like that. So that's a whole nother aspect of the charter teams as well. So.
Awesome. Well, so explain. Okay, so let's first go into your radio personality. You for 5 years or 5+ years?
Yeah. So it's kind of a interesting story. I have my bachelor's degree in communications, TV, radio broadcasting.
Okay.
So I had my own heavy metal radio show while I was in college for about 5.5 years. I used to go to like all the concerts and get the free tickets and go backstage and interview all the bands. And now I go to concerts and I'm like, I'm with the civilians.
That's
this is
right.
terrible,
That's right.
And then when I graduated, I had worked for CBS Radio in Manhattan with a bunch of different, they have a bunch of different stations they own. And I was doing promotions for them as well. But I graduated like during a recession-ish time, so no one was really hiring full time, and I ended up being a vet tech for 15 years but just by learning, so it's funny how things fall in place, but that's what I absolutely love too, is like I went to school for this, I did, it's just the same thing, but it's video, so it kind of, I'm like, hey dad, like my college you paid for is kind of coming into use now. Be happy, but I love doing it. I absolutely love doing the podcasts and the lives and all the promotions and social media and everything like that. It's like my thing. So
well, look at that. Well, then no wonder why you're a perfect fit for Get Haunted. You have that natural. So what about, so you're in radio, you're into hard rock, you're doing all that. Where does the paranormal slide in?
So that slid in very early in life. But I don't have any super cool stories about some weird traumatic experience.
Either do I, sister.
I grew up watching Ghost Hunter. I'm 35. So Ghost Hunters came out. I don't remember what the first year it was on, but I was young. I was probably in grammar school, and me and my dad's super into this stuff. I grew up watching Hellraiser when I was like 6 years old, and like horror movies, and so it's kind of my dad's fault, I guess. But he's like, why did you turn out like this? I'm like, because you, dad, you raised me with horror movies and ghost hunters. That's why.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, so we would always watch ghost hunters growing up, and ever since I was young, we'd go to Salem, Massachusetts every year in October, and we'd do the ghost tours, and we would go to the haunted houses where people jump out at you. Like every weekend, me and my dad would go to them, and I still do to this very day. I'm very big on that. So I was just kind of raised around it, and then one day my dad got me my first K2 meter. And it was one of those old school ones that you, thank you, Rob. Rob, will you share these links on all our pages so my poor mother can find them? Because I couldn't, and she's messaging me. Love you. So he got me my own K2 meter, and it was like one of those old school style ones that you have to shove a coin in for it to stay lit.
I still have one.
Like the original, and I'd take it to Salem with me and this and that. And when we were old enough, me and my friend Megan started going to Salem every year by ourselves. And when when I was younger, there not a lot of places. You couldn't pay to get into a lot of places. It wasn't a thing. If you wanted to go investigate, you had to break in somewhere. And my father was a cop, and I wasn't getting arrested because I didn't want to embarrass him,
Right.
So I didn't really get a chance to do it. And then over the years, I started seeing, places advertising, hey, come investigate with your team. It's this cost this much, this and that. And I was at this weird part of my life where I was kind of like, 4 a.m. Like, come on, like I can't stay up that late anymore, And then during quarantine, you had lots of time to think. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm like, I could sleep when I'm dead. Maybe. I don't know. That we might disprove that theory every time we go.
That's right.
So, I linked up with some people. I met my buddy Rich, who's on my team. And then we ended up meeting other people, and we joined a team together, and here we are. Like, it's been a wild, wild ride. It's been over 2 years. And we've come so freaking far. We have met so many amazing people along this journey, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I think that's kind of the cool thing about paranormal, though. Like, when you really start to hear how people form teams, it really just is a natural thing. It just happens because, right, we're not hiding anymore what we like doing. We're a little bit more public, a little bit more open, and then, right, you just meet a couple people. And then I'm even seeing today on Facebook or any social media, really, people saying, hey, I think, in fact, it was maybe somebody for you, Christina. I want to say either today or yesterday, I was reading somebody saying, look, I'm somebody close by. Like, I'm looking to join an actual, right, like a real serious team, like if right. So it's like it's really neat how
there's
paranormal.
My mom.
There she is,
Carla.
And in fact, I think she just liked our page. Thank you, Carla. We appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's such a great way to meet people and to get out there and explore your cities, like things in towns, like things you didn't even realize were out there, the history. It's such a great way to learn it, right? Like,
it makes history interesting.
It does.
It absolutely does. And it's like, it's funny because it's like, as paranormal investigators, you just become like super into history. You know what I mean? Like just by chance, like even if that wasn't like your favorite thing in high school or college or whatever, it's like now it's like, oh, I want to know what happened here. This is really cool.
Yep. Well, listen, I think that there are investigators out there. Dr. Chris Sumner is one of them. She could become easily a high school or college history professor and make it so. Well, really, she should do it in high school or junior high to really hook those kids, right? And then take them to these locations. I mean, I probably would have done much better, but it all works out the way it's supposed to work out, right?
That's why I'm super excited. May 7th, we're going to be at Cashtown Inn, right outside Gettysburg. We have an event. There's 2 rooms left if anyone's watching. 2 rooms. Get them because Cashtown hasn't done a public event in a very long time. So hopefully they like us enough to let us come back.
Yeah, right. Keep on your best behavior.
But Cashtown Inn, I only went there for about an hour for like they had an open house. They just changed hands of ownership and they had an open house. So me, my friend Michelle, and Rich from my team went. We were in Gettysburg, so we popped by and we went on to the 2nd floor and I immediately got like vertigo. And I'm not as sensitive. I'm not sensitive. I'm not psychic. So when I get the feels, it's something strong, you know what I mean? Like there's something there if I get the feels. And I started getting a little vertigo and I looked at my friends and I was like, I'm a little dizzy. And they're like, yeah, me too. And I was like, oh wow. But the basement is the real cellar there. There is a little like stream that runs through, literally runs through the basement. There's like a little walkway to get to the one area where, so they used to use that as a hospital during the war, and they used natural sunlight. And in the little stream that runs through the basement, they'd clean off their surgical instruments in it.
Oh, interesting.
So like you walk through and like, it's like, this was all red. At one point, all this water was red. And then they used to use the natural sunlight from the windows to do the procedures. And they were telling us how They used to do so many amputations and they would throw the limbs out the window
Oh
that
my.
they would pile up to the point where you couldn't see like the sunlight coming in anymore. And they
Oh.
had to go out there with wheelbarrows and move them so they could continue to do their surgeries. And it's like, wow. Like
Yeah.
that's, I hope not. Well, that explains a lot.
He said he drank out of the stream.
So
Yeah,
just
gross.
the crazy history and me being like a horror movie buff and
Yeah,
stuff. Like, I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's so cool, you know? So the crazy history that went on there and like most of those places in that area, I'm so looking forward to that event. Like,
Yeah,
really.
Gettysburg that's the one
Yeah.
place I really haven't been, and it needs to be explored for sure. Dee Dee and I we're like, we're gunning for it. That's like our, we
There's
got
a
to
lot
get
of
there.
places in that area. The battlefield. I mean, there's so many places that seem to be extremely haunted.
Yeah.
You ladies should come to the bash.
I know. When does that take place?
I think it's April 19th, 20th, and not April. I'm so sorry. August 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely, I think I agree, Dee Dee, like that we could cover a handful of days there.
Yeah.
I don't think
someplace different every day. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you've discovered paranormal, or you're totally in it now. You find a team. What, as a female investigator, do you find to be the most challenging?
The most challenging? Well, people get jealous. Yeah. That's the most challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. People are always trying to be so protective over you because you're the female, and be careful in there and this and that, and and I'm like, hey, put me in there by myself. Like, oh, that's the most haunted in the room.
Yeah.
All right, come back for me in an hour. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, don't underestimate me, But it's tough, There's a lot of drama in the paranormal field, which is unfortunate, and that's what me and Rob are really working to fix. About getting everyone together. We discussed, the whole para unity thing, and we're making it happen again, as best as we can, and that's what Get Haunted is all about. Is really bringing out the positive and good side of the field and just getting everyone together. And I've met, especially since I started with Get Haunted, I have met so many awesome people, and I've just been watching everyone helping each other out on the page, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like heartwarming, I'm like, oh, look, it's working, so
yeah, we just have to come up with a new word, though. Can we not use para-unity? I feel like when we use this word, it tends to signify the direct opposite. And there are so many amazing people in paranormal, and you're not going to listen, and no matter what genre you're in, right? No matter what part of your life you're in, you're going to always find
it's the same.
It's the same, right? Like you can't help that. But I think, if we remember, and I feel kind of like this is what I see with Get Haunted, and I focus a lot on that. And let's just, being full disclosure here. I mean, I have personally and Paranormally Blonde, we have utilized Rob. He's been so helpful in helping kind of, organize my thoughts, because, I'm always throwing stuff at Dee Dee, and I was like, we should, and it's like, okay, Rob, I need you to like just set me down and tell me like what needs to be focused on, because I'm all over.
What do you do first? Yeah.
What do we do first?
I'm the same way.
So and you're right. I think that, and you're a direct reflection of that. I mean, Rob's like, hey, you need to meet Christina. And the second Rob connected us, right? Like, okay, there's the connection made. But past that, it was like, I've known Christina forever. That's how easy it was,
I was just like, hey, what's going on, girl?
I mean, it was just an easy flow. And I think that, it's true. I think when we remember that paranormal is not about one individual, right? It's not about your moment to shine. It's about discovering things, because everybody's paranormal experiences are so personal. Right. And so never going to sit there and say yours is bigger than my personal. You can't do that. So, I think when you see these groups that get together and they are helpful and it's not stepping on anybody's ego, it's just about, hey, we're all doing this together. And I think that's one thing that I love about the charter team. So if I understand it correctly, you guys go to these events and there's sometimes more than one charter team because you guys are all helping out the people who come to the events, right? So nobody's right. Did I understand that correctly?
I don't know yet. We actually this well, come on, the Get Haunted just got off just started. So we're actually, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but I think June 25th, the Hoover House event is like your first charter team involved event. But it's hard, we're in these locations and Rob's trying to keep the quality for everyone who's buying tickets. So we're not packing them with tons of people like other event companies do. So you get a more quality investigation out of it. It's not like when you go to somewhere that should hold 15 people max and there's 40 people shoved in there. Right. So as far as the charter teams go right now, it seems like we're only doing kind of one. And it's only like a couple people at a time, not the whole team, because I have 14 people on my team.
Oh, wow.
We can't have like at the Hoover House, we can't have 20 guests and then 14 team members plus everyone working with Get Haunted. It's just tough, but that's what I love about Rob's in like locations and the events that we're putting on for Get Haunted, because they're quality. We were at the White Hill and Shanley, and it didn't feel like all those other public places, like event places that I go to. It felt like I was just there with my team having a good time and investigating. It was a completely different atmosphere. It's like one big party, but there's ghosts involved. You know?
See, you'd probably like that, Dee Dee, because that is one thing we always talk about, and Dee Dee does have, like, when you're on some kind of a public event or tour, it does get to be too many. And then you've lost, like you said, the quality.
The Whaley House was an example. They had like 75 people in that house, and it's so small.
Yeah. Does that even make sense? That makes zero sense.
It's not even worth your money when you're just shoved in. Like, you can't differentiate like who breathed or coughed or
you can't even do that with 10 people.
No, it's true. But we've done a great job. We've been able to split each other up. We've gotten, I think Shanley were able to do 3 groups, and then at White Hill we did 2 groups, and it worked out really well. We had people on the 3rd floor, we had people in the basement, and we weren't really getting any we weren't stepping on each other's toes as far as noise and everything. So we're getting why don't I have a Lamborghini? I don't know. I want a Bugatti, Rob.
Yeah. Well, listen, if people are making that kind of money in paranormal, then
they're not making that kind of money in paranormal unless you're Zach Baggins, So
that's right. Well, and even then, so
but that's not why we do it,
That is not why we do it. Okay, so you've got the challenges of as a female investigator, and I think the first thing you came up with was jealousy, and I feel like that tends to be more prevalent than sometimes maybe feeling like men don't think you can do it enough, because let's be honest, the chicks out there doing this, they're doing it. I love my male counterparts. I do, but chicks are doing it really well out there. They are like so like non-reactive. I feel like even on the shows when you watch them, the guys are really reactive.
Oh, well, you should have saw Rob the other night. What was that?
See? Yeah,
it's always a good laugh.
Yeah, like girls just, they just tend to, it's like we just roll with it, right? You're just in it and you're taking it in. So, so you have your team, and outside of doing charter team work with Get Haunted, and with 14 people, like, what do you guys do outside of Get Haunted? Like, you guys must take on, even if you're not doing events, you guys must be booking some private investigations.
So we're roughly doing, there's a couple months this year that we haven't booked anything just because everyone's schedule and Rob's taking up all my time. No, I'm just joking. I do it because I want to. But we do a lot of April 23rd. we're going to be at Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. Rob is actually coming along with us for that. And that is a crazy event. We do have events almost every month for just ECP, just as a team.
Okay.
But Mid-Orange, I'm really looking forward to. It's one of those places that not a lot of teams get into. You need an insurance policy and everything like that, which, Rob, I love you, just saying, Get Haunted at its finest, working and helping each other out. He hooked us up a lot. So besides a company kind of really selling the place out often,
okay,
you don't see a lot of private teams getting there. So it's not over trafficked as far as every weekend you see a different team there.
Okay.
It's only been on Ghost Nation. There was they had a 2-part episode on it, and that's the only show that I know of that it's been on.
Okay.
So, and most of my team hasn't been there yet. Just maybe like 3 of us. That we did do a public event in July of like 2 years ago. That's where I actually met Rob.
Okay.
So that I'm really looking forward to. May, we're doing Samuel Miller Mansion. And then June, we're doing, I don't think we have anything booked in June because I'll be doing one Get Haunted event. One of our friends from Jotnik's Paranormal, Melissa, invited a couple of us to come out to West Virginia Penitentiary with them. Again, teams collabing together, getting into places, inviting people, each other to things. Then the second weekend of June, I'm going to be out in Ohio doing a little something with Paranormal Warehouse. I'm not going to be in front of the camera, but I'll be behind the scenes, so that's going to be really cool as well. So June's really busy for everyone, so we don't have anything coming up. July 3rd, we're going to be back at Pennhurst, which is like our we used to go all the time, but now they don't do privates except Sunday through Thursday is only privates now. You used to be able to book a private event on Friday and Saturday, and then they were like, oh, well, we can make money. So they do public events on the weekends there, which is fine. It's just we pick July 3rd because everyone's off on the 4th, so we don't have to take off of work because who wants to go to work after you've been up till 5 a.m. No. So Pennhurst, July 15th, we're going to be at the Hinsdale House. And then July 16th, we're going to be at Wildwood Sanitarium. So we're doing like a double investigation night because they're like 5 or 6 hours from us. And those 2 locations are like within a half hour of each other. So we're just like, all right, let's just bang them both out in one weekend.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, those are close to my sister. We've done Hinsdale. My sister's done that one several times. And I've been there once. And then I think that was just when Wildwood was getting started. So that's in Salmonica. And it's a pretty cool little, so they're not super close, but they're pretty close together. So that's a fun time. You guys have a lot of great places. I mean, you're in New Jersey. I know, I think Rob and Bill of Get Haunted, they're in Pennsylvania, but that whole area has so much to explore. But I hope you guys start migrating a little bit because some of us don't want to drive all the way to New Jersey. No offense.
Well, as far as East Coast paranormal stuff goes, a lot of our team members have children and families and they're busy. So it's kind of like pulling teeth to get everyone to agree to go too far away. But that's what's great. Like Rob's getting me out to where are we going? Hillview Manor out in August for Get Haunted. So we got Old Hospital on College Hill in November, which I'm super psyched
Where is
about.
that one? Where is that one?
West Virginia.
Okay.
So at least I can go places with these guys.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's the name of the game. You got to start exploring out a little further, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate enough to not have Spawn, and my dad doesn't mind babysitting his grand skunk, as he calls it.
There you go.
So I can do it,
Yeah.
So yeah, we have, September, we're trying. It's kind of like pulling teeth, this process. We're trying to get into Fort Delaware. And yes, we are
He says he's creeping west and south slowly.
Yeah. Hey, I can't believe Rob's done a great job. In a few months, he got so many events for us. It was crazy. So many different locations. But yeah, we're trying to get Fort Delaware in September, but it's like the state's got to approve it and this and that, and they have to like approve the insurance, and so it's been a waiting game. It's been like 2 months of like every like few weeks they'll give us a little more hope,
Right.
But Fort Delaware, I have to get there. It's not cheap. I mean, they charge at least $3,500 for the night, up to 20 people.
Wow.
But that's because Fort Delaware is literally on an island in the middle of the Delaware River, and you have to take a ferry. So they have to hire a ferry driver to drive you over at 5 p.m. and then you are stuck there until 10 a.m. the next day.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but a few of my friends that have said there's like a big moat and stuff when you get to the island and stuff. So I'm holding out. That's something worth
totally. Yeah.
Oh, well, listen,
I would do that.
Please continue to take your photos. I feel like you, Christina, and Danny, I'm always so geeked because you guys are really good about placing photos about where you've been. And for some of us that aren't getting out to these investigations as much as we would like to, it kind of helps satiate that, right? Like, I gotta see. I just gotta see.
Yeah, when I do my team events, I like to go live a lot. My plan was to do it with Get Haunted, but in reality, like when we're there working with everyone and stuff, it's just like crazy, and I don't really always remember Fort Delaware. I know, right? You have to.
It's on our bucket list now. Mine too.
You need an insurance policy for them.
Well, I'm just saying, Dr. Sumner, I'm feeling a soul sister, ghost biker, paranormally blonde, illusions by the side of the road, and VP whatever. However we got to get it, let's get it. Like that sounds beyond awesome. For sure. So let's kind of circle back though to your radio personality. I mean, could you see somehow doing, I don't know, even if you did it with Get Haunted, could you see being some sort of a host of some sort for Get Haunted?
Which we need to talk about, Rob, soon, actually. I want to start, we did it for the Shanley, and I would like to do it again after every event. I want to start pulling like one or two of our guests on to the network with us to talk about their experience. I'm definitely going to start doing a lot more stuff on the Get Haunted page with Rob. I'm forcing him.
Does he know? He knows this now.
So thanks, Sarah.
He knows. But it's good. And I think, I'm not tooting my own horn, but me and Rob and Bill and Tanya, like we're all like really awesome. And
I love that.
Listen,
I love it.
As I see it, we're a lot of fun. Everyone, I get messages after the events. Oh my God, I had so much fun. So I want everyone to meet all of us. I think by, having more FaceTime on the Get Haunted page, people will get to know us. And, you'll feel like, hey, I can't wait to go hang out with them again at the next event, It's all about getting to know everyone and giving also back to the people that are attending our events, that they can come on with us and talk and stuff. I have thought about doing my own podcast, but I'm so busy. I'm very good friends with Dave Childers and Chris Sanders. I've been doing like popping on as a guest co-host with them on their It's Haunted network. And they asked me last night if I wanted to like permanently co-host with the two of them. So I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's fine. I'll do that, as long as I'm available. But as far as really sitting down, having my own podcast and having to commit to that, like positively every week, I just don't have time between Get Haunted, between my day job, between East Coast Paranormal and now the Paranormal Warehouse stuff. And it's a lot. But it's always something like anytime anyone's like, hey, you want to do a podcast? Hey, I'll do it, I'm a freelance agent,
There you go. So because you've kind of got your hand in a lot of different areas of paranormal, like, I mean, obviously we all like the investigations, like you right?
Yeah.
But
That's
what would you?
there for.
That's what we're there for, right? But what would be your favorite part? I mean, you're kind of. I mean, besides being so you're not a location owner, but you get to go to all these locations, right? Through your team and through Get Haunted. But what would be your favorite part about all these different aspects of paranormal? Where do you like go? Okay, this is just outside of investigating, because I don't think you can top that. But
well, so I'm actually going to bring up something controversial that I've noticed, which kind of ties into this.
Well, I love that.
Sarah's happy.
So a lot of people are shamed because they want to be on TV. And I'm not looking to be on TV for the fame. So growing up, everyone, I want to be a police officer. I want to be this. I want to be that, you know? I didn't get into the paranormal because of this. It's just maybe like a year ago, after being in for like a year and a half, like a little light bulb clicked. And I was like, wow, like everything I did, promotions. I was a promotions director at the radio station at school as well as doing promotions for CBS Radio. Everything I did in school, promotions, being on air and being able to talk in front of people, being on stage and introducing bands at concerts. All of that my dad paid good money for.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe I can do something that doesn't involve being miserable sitting behind a desk.
Right.
You know? So it was like, you know, you sit there every day, you're sitting behind the desk, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And it was like, wow, like maybe I can like do this. Like I know it doesn't pay much and there's not a lot of opportunities unless you're on a show for a bunch of seasons and this and that and whatever. But you know what? Like, even if I don't, like, I'm enjoying it. It's what I like doing, you know? So everyone wants to have a career that they enjoy.
Right.
And I saw the opportunity after like a year. I was like, first it was just a hobby. It was something I liked, this and that. And then we started doing the lives and everyone's like, hey, Christina, you're really good at those lives. And I was like, well, I hope so. My dad paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
So really, like, I love it. I love doing the lives because, you know, so many people have never been to these locations.
Yeah.
They've never seen these places. So, and they may never be able to get to them. So they get to see it. They get to see the place. They get to investigate with us through the live streams. So it's toot away.
That's
I
right.
will, Mom. I will.
Self-love. We promote that highly here. You've got to love yourself. We like that.
Yeah. So, you know, it's also, I like that too, because I know I used to, before I was on a team and was able to get to all these places, I used to watch like Pennhurst, like on Thursday nights would go live. Deirdre, that I know from Pennhurst, she works there, would go live a lot. And I'd always watch the live investigations that they would do on Facebook. And I would always do this. And I remember how much I enjoyed it. So I always try to do the live so people can see and check the places out.
That's amazing. And I love that you want to keep it to the light. And you're right. There is controversy when it comes to people in paranormal wanting to be on TV. But I think the way you're explaining it and wanting to do the lives, that's a whole different can of worms, right? We're talking.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to admit it. There's some people out there that are, you know, they don't want to, like, they're all DL about it. And I'm like, no, like, this is awesome. This is what I love doing. I would absolutely love to do it for a living. And there's really no, it's so taboo that people like kind of look down at people for that. And I don't care.
But it's fun, and you can't live your life because somebody else may not approve of what you do. It's your life to live and love, you know. Who cares?
And just like you said, you gotta love it. And I think that, you know, intention means everything, right? This has been a conversation today on with a couple different people, and I feel like, you know, what is your intent? And for some people, the intent might just be to be, look at me slaying the demons, right? And then there's the intent of just wanting to discover. And I think there is absolutely nothing wrong. You're clearly a very sharing and giving person. And if you want to share those lives, like you said, I mean, I know Dee Dee loves to watch those as well. And, you know, there is no shame in that.
100% hoping to make career paranormal.
Yeah, I mean, it is a cool avenue to get out there and meet people and to discover new places. Why not, right? I mean, You never know. Maybe there'll be a whole live channel, right? Because we know reality TV is still not reality, right? Like we still know that. Like people have finally, maybe they don't. If I'm blowing the lid off of something right here, well, too bad. But maybe there'll be like a live channel that will be outside of YouTube that could be where everybody could watch it easily. And, you know, that would be amazing. Have all the different people that want to do live. And if you've got the background in it, that's even better, right?
I will haunt all of you weirdos.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, and why do I do it? That's not why I do it. I'll admit, you know, all these teams are out there and good for them. They want to help people. They want to do residential cases, this and that. I'm like, totally awesome. I totally respect that. Me, I like the big fortresses. I like the asylums. I like the jails. I like those old Gothic looking buildings and those, and even just like the Hoover House, which is just like this beautiful, really, really beautiful, nice house. Like I'm there for the locations. Like the feeling I get when I step onto the property at Pennhurst is just like exhilarating. Like really, like the place is so cool, you know? So I'm there, and you know, I've had my little experiences here and there, but I personally have not seen a full body apparition yet. I have not seen a lot of stuff. So I'm out there trying to prove it to myself.
Right.
Like, you know, I had an experience at Pennhurst, which was the biggest experience of my paranormal career. Of course, all of our cameras were dead because it was 2:30 in the morning. And we had them pointed down the hallway facing the wrong direction.
Always.
But whatever. Me and a few of my team members were sitting downstairs in the Rockwell Tunnel at Pennhurst. And it was cold out. We had jackets on. We were down there for about an hour and we were getting a little activity here and there. And then all of a sudden, like we were getting little equipment hits here and there, nothing crazy, just, but my friend Rich goes, ow. And I'm like, we all look at him like, what, you know, even this guy, Patrick, that works for Pennhurst, who actually after that night ended up joining our team. Because he was sitting with us and he works as one of the investigators for Pennhurst. And we're like, what the hell? So Rich is sitting in front of me and like 4 other team members. All right. At that point, there's no way he could have done this to himself. All right. He pulls his sleeve up and he has full top and bottom mouth teeth print.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if any of you have ever been bit by a dog, by a child or anything, but when you get bit, it's flesh colored. And then after like 30 seconds or so, it swells and starts to turn red. So as we're staring there, all of us at Rich's arm with the flashlight, you just see it swell and turn red. And it looked like I actually showed the pictures to my dentist. And they're like, that looks like it's missing teeth or something. And it looked like a child, like it looked like a very small mouth print. So the as Rob just said, Pennhurst is notorious. So they had patients that would bite. Okay. So one of the doctors is very well known as punishment. They would remove their teeth. And we just happened, the Rockwell Tunnel happens to be underneath that part of one of the buildings that they said this goes on at. But it was funny because Rich's reaction was like, hey, who bit me? Like, you know, like most people be like, oh, like Rob would probably would have ran down out of there. And
poor Rob. He didn't even realize he's gonna be the punching bag tonight.
So it's okay. That's how you should have saw all of us on Saturday night. We are ball busters. But that's how we have fun. So it's always a good time. But yeah, that was like one of the craziest things besides my experience at the Shanley when we were there, me and my team in January, that I ever had, you know. So that's what I do. Every time I go, I'm like, I want more. Yeah. you know, I want more. I want, you know. So
that's good though. I mean, you can't have it all at once. Then what's left to explore, right? So that's okay. So we're coming up on our last 8 to 10 minutes here. You have 14 people on your team. how do you have that stacked? Are you just all investigators? Do you have your psychic, your demonologist, your witch? Like, do you have it stacked with all the appropriate?
No, we just wing it. We have one woman, one girl on the team, Sarah Lee. She's an empath. We don't have any like full blown psychics on the team. Like I said, we're all like super skeptical investigators. Everyone kind of just does what they're good at. We all kind of just work together. I do a lot of the organizing, a lot of the booking the events and stuff like that, and yelling at everyone to stop ignoring my messages.
Somebody's got to be the leader. Like somebody's got to take charge. Even if you're not the leader, you got to take charge.
Yeah, no, I'm just like the warden. I'm like, come on, guys, we got to do this.
Yeah.
That's that's why I'm the nagger. I'm the town nagger of the team. But everyone helps out. Michelle's our accountant. No, I just make her after a few scuffs with trying to get all the money together last minute when we were at the location. We were just like, we're gonna make Michelle like collect it all beforehand, so we have it there. So everyone pitches in, and that's what I love about my team. No one's really in charge. It's just we all kind of do what we got to do, and it works. We all came over from another team and started East Coast Paranormal almost a year ago.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. And you have social media. You have Facebook. You have Instagram. Can they find you anywhere else socially?
Yes. So I have been slowly working on our TikTok. We do have East Coast Paranormal TikTok. Our Instagram is @_East Coast Paranormal_. We do have a YouTube, which literally only has the one video that Rob made for us. On it, because we are all like tech dummies and we don't have anyone to make videos for us yet. And Rob was so kind of sharing the Get Haunted love and helped us out with the one EVP that we all got with him at the Hoover House. So we're around. I also have my own Instagram. It's @WickedChick, WIKIDCHIK. And I do have my own TikTok. And most importantly, which I think everyone watching would enjoy, if you look up Charger the Skunk on TikTok, he's got like 5,000 followers.
Of course he does. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Isn't it amazing? Like sometimes I wonder how we even have time to do paranormal because we're so busy trying to get the TikTok out there and the YouTube and the social media. And it's like, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be 51. I ain't got time for that. I can't figure it out.
I come home and I don't even turn my TV on to relax. Like I gotta work at 3 p.m. I get home, I feed Charger, I sit down and I work again, promoting everything for Get Haunted, everything for the team, the Paranormal Warehouse stuff, which I hope that Mike puts out soon so I can start pushing that. They put a little teaser out for what's going on, but I'm not even going to talk about it until they actually announce it officially.
Yeah.
But I don't sit down and turn the TV on to relax till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I'm like constantly badgering Rob with ideas. Like my brain doesn't shut down. I'm like, hey man, we should do this and we should do that. And like I'm just constant. And sometimes I just have to force myself. I'm like, all right, I got to put my phone down.
Yeah.
I got to turn on Supernatural. I've been binging Supernatural because I never watched it because I was like too cool for it. It's a labor of love, Rob. You know what? Get Haunted. Like Rob's a great guy. I've known him for 2 years. He has become one of my dearest friends. And as far as the event world goes in the paranormal, we're little guys right now, and I want to see the little guys succeed. I don't even care that I'm involved in it, and that's why I'm pushing it. Rob's a great guy and he deserves it, and he's got a great vision, and it's gonna definitely improve and benefit there's a whole paranormal scene. So I don't mind, I like doing it,
Well, honestly, and I think I love going on. If I've put anything out there on the Get Haunted group page, I mean, I can say usually Bill's the first one to answer, but if I'm saying I'm looking for something, it's, hey, what about this person? Or, hey, what about, and they reach right out. And I think that this is the part that doesn't get enough publicity in my humble opinion, is that there are people like you, Christina, that are out there and hustle just probably, I mean, I don't even think that's a strong enough word. I mean, you're out there busting your rear end for this. And, you know, the celebrities, they're covered. They've got their, you know, they've got their constant promotions going on and stuff. But I don't think that this is where it really opened my eyes when we had the show with Empty Casket and Get Haunted. It was a real eye opener to see just how many people are out there and not even really asking to be in front of the camera, right? You guys are just out there doing it, but everybody deserves to be recognized. So, you know, I couldn't have been more excited when Rob was like, listen, you got to meet Christina, and he made the connection for us. And I'm glad that you are now in our circle here, and we will do our best to help East Coast Paranormal and to help you, Christina, whatever you guys need.
Please, anytime, post on the East Coast Paranormal page, promote you guys, anything you have coming up, please, you're always welcome to post on there.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate that. And that's the name of this game, right? It's about everybody here. It's about the paranormal. It's about the ghost. It's not about one individual. And I'm just so glad that we had this opportunity. You are a paranormal baddie, and I'm glad that we got you on our side. And I think this is super cool. Guys, I think everybody was just listening today.
Yeah.
We didn't really have any questions today.
Yeah.
But please go check out all the socials. Give them some love. Also add Get Haunted in there as well. Yeah. Give them some love. Follow their events. Follow their investigations. Please.
Where do we see the lives?
Oh,
yeah. So I'm trying to get out of the habit of just doing Facebook. But which I have to ask you, have you guys tried to do StreamYard from your phone? Is that a thing?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to start trying to do that. We go live on the East Coast Paranormal Facebook group page.
Okay.
But once in a while, I force myself to pop on our Instagram as well, just because I don't show it enough love, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up on all the socials. Yeah. So we will be sure to help promote those as well on Paranormally.
Yeah, if they come up and we know them, we can go ahead and share it because other people will enjoy as much as we do. Yeah.
Like our friends of the show, that's something they love to watch. So awesome. Trav, thank you so much for showing up. D Hoot, Rob, Bill, everybody who came, Michael, everybody who stayed, thank you so much. Christina, thank you for your time. Obviously, you poor thing has not had a break, and we just keep picking her, brain.
No, I know I might whine and moan, but I love it. I love it.
Well, you're awesome. Your radio personality is apparent and awesome, and you are awesome. And I am grateful that you got to come on and talk to us. And you guys, every Monday live 7 p.m. Eastern time, you'll be able to check out Paranormally Blonde next week from Get Haunted Network. We will have Mr. Bill Bryan of Empty Casket Paranormal, EMF. Don't miss that. And then we have after that, we have another Get Haunted Network person from First City Paranormal. I believe it's First City Paranormal. My memory is not the best, but we will see you next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Bye.